Regional Operation and Management, Inc. Board. Oh, I'm sorry, I did not intend to do that. I'm working at my office today, and the setup here is a little funky for this. This meeting is accessible to people with disabilities. Microphones or telephones will be used by all speakers. Large print materials are available upon advance request. If you would like either of these accommodations, please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833. Then we have a notice of non-discrimination rights and protections to beneficiaries with regard to the federal Title VI non-discrimination protections and the state non-discrimination protections. That is posted in this meeting room and is available on the Old Colony Planning Council website. Please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833 for more information. Thank you. Mary, I just realized we had posted this meeting for a little bit later. We had posted it to call to order at 6:30. Are we okay starting now, or do we need to take a 10-minute break?
Megan, can I just ask you what you sent to the, we're almost there. I would say if we posted it with the clerk, it has to be 6:30.
Yeah, it's how we posted it.
10-minute bathroom break, and then we will resume, Madam Chair, because we cannot, because of open meeting law and how we posted it, has to be 6:30.
Okay, thank you. So we'll take a 10-minute break. Everybody,
Don't go.
you can take a quick little walk away. Okay.
And I appreciate everybody's patience, so.
I think we are looking for my computer. I think we're at 6:30. So at 6:30 p.m. on May 30th, we will go ahead and this is the meeting of the Finance OCPC Regional Operation and Management Inc. Committee, or ROM, as we like to call ourselves. And since it is 6:30, I will read the accessibility statement. This meeting is accessible to people with disabilities. Microphones or telephones will be used by all speakers. Large print materials are available upon advance request. If you would like either of these accommodations, please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833. Notice of non-discrimination rights and protections to beneficiaries with regard to the federal Title VI non-discrimination protections and the state non-discrimination protections is posted in the meeting room. It is available on the Old Colony Council website. Please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833 for more information. Thank you. Okay, now that we've called the meeting to order, Mary, can you do the roll call?
I will. Becky Coletta.
Present.
Sandra Wright.
Present.
Noreen O'Toole.
Present.
Stephen Santasonio.
Present.
John Hayes.
Present.
Yolanda Spinola.
Present.
Val Massard.
Present.
Did Frank leave? Sorry, I'm just looking. So my apologies. I'm looking at my, and I believe that Frank has left. But that is, that's who we have.
Okay, thank you.
The quorum.
So as we've been through the roll call, Mary, if you want to talk a little bit. So we have a position for president for 2 years?
This actually is just a nomination of the interim president, Madam Convener. What we should have done when you were voted in as interim president of OCPC, we never went through the process for OCPC ROM. This is just filling in for basically for the month of June until the nominating committee puts together the nomination for next, starting July 1st. So follow me. So there's just,
Okay.
this is just,
So we're asking someone to nominate me to be president of the OCPC ROM for the next month.
that is correct.
Motion so made.
I'll second that.
Can we get, thank you. Can we get a roll
Mhm.
call on that?
Becky Coletta,
Yes.
Sandra Wright,
Absolutely.
Noreen O'Toole,
Yes.
Stephen Santusonio,
Yes.
and Val Massard,
Yes.
and Yolanda Spinola.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So now we need to look at the FY 2024 ROM budget, and this is an action item. So Brenda, if you want to walk us through the 2024 ROM.
Okay, I just need it on the screen.
You don't have it memorized. Oh, did we need to accept minutes?
We do.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. So we need, first, can I get a motion to accept the minutes of the last ROM meeting?
Motion so moved.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Mary, could you do a roll call?
Becky Coletta,
Yes.
Sandra Wright,
Yes.
Noreen O'Toole,
Yes.
Stephen Santusonio,
Yes.
Val Massard,
Yes.
Yolanda Spinola.
Yes.
That is unanimous.
Okay, now, Brenda, could you take us through the FY 24 budget for ROM?
Sure. Okay, this is the proposed ROM budget that has been updated since the last time you've seen it as well. And it's pretty easy to see the difference between FY 23 and FY 24. The management fees again have been increased. With the right technology rent, we have an increase in ROM income of it went from 70,200 up to 100,200. The building repairs and maintenance are staying the same. Equipment repairs and maintenance staying the same. Utilities have increased with the inflation increase. Building insurance is staying the same. Building loan interest is down to $10,950 with the decrease in the interest as the loan ages. So it went from 67,200 in FY 23 to 70,150 in FY 24, and as far as expenditures are concerned. And that's about it for the ROM budget.
So my only question is that given that we have the additional rent coming in right now, are there any projects for the building that we should take on while we have that additional income? Because you never know down the road if you have that income, or are we just going to bank any extra income this year?
So for right now, we are recommending that we bank it.
Okay.
Their OCPC ROM is a 501c3 status. And we've been having some internal conversations that how do we utilize that 501c3 status? So without having to have a long elongated, at this point, we're going to recommend that it stays as is and then come back with a proposal of the OCPC ROM. The capital items, as you can imagine, with your own house and home,
Mhm.
it's endless. But we've been prioritizing and putting together a strategy. So at this point, we're recommending it to be as is, and we'll be coming back to you shortly with our recommendations.
Okay, thanks. And the only other thing is, when we talked about doing the local development or community revitalization fund, I know that was sort of in progress, and we talked about doing that in theory. So I take it that has not yet been approved, so we're not yet budgeting that money?
That is a very good point. We have not. The signature campaign is still underway. It probably will take till the end of this calendar year. But
Okay,
I would probably recommend at this point is that at least, I believe,
well, we could always add it if it gets approved. I mean, we've already approved it in theory, and we do have the extra $30,000 in income to cover things that could come up during the year like that. So I'm not necessarily asking for a change. I just wanted to make sure I knew where that stood.
but that's a very good point. We probably should have at least added the potential of a business improvement district, and the amount was probably like around $3,000, somewhere around that number. Sean Noel can probably recite the exact number, but at that point, since we are going to be coming back with another proposal about the business improvement district, we can hold off at this point.
Okay. Any other questions on the ROM budget?
Yeah, if I may through you, Madam President, on the utilities, is the ROM separate from OCPC, or is that the utility bill, the only utility bill we get?
That's it. Utilities all go through ROM. No
All go-
utilities go through OCPC.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
So Brenda, that shows up on the OCPC budget because it's a pass-through item?
It's a combined budget, the budget that's why I have a column for OCPC and a column for ROM. So you actually see the ROM budget happening on a monthly basis as well. And because the audit combines the numbers, I combine the numbers as well when I do the budgeting. It's like there's only one audit that's done, and all of those numbers that happen with the building get balled into something that is called I can't think of what it's called.
Consolidated audit.
Well, it's with the consolidated audit, it is a consolidated audit, but all the numbers, the ROM numbers all are added up, and a percentage of them are listed on the administrative budget, on the administrative numbers, and it's called, so I just can't think of what the name is that they
An overhead budget?
it's not rent, it's not the rent, it's I'd have to look at the budget to
Anyway.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, I'm like, ever since I
okay.
had COVID, I can't find words like disappear from my head all the time.
Yeah, but we know what you're talking about. I think, so I assume that question came up because the utilities, that $1,000 change in utilities was on the OCPC budget that we reviewed. What you're
Right.
saying, that's because all of these numbers did show up in the OCPC budget.
Yes, that's correct.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Does that-
if you look at the FY24 budget, you'll see a column for ROM that is the same as the 70,150.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Any other questions?
No,
Okay, then do we have a motion to approve the FY24 ROM budget from the ROM committee?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Val. Okay, roll call, Mary?
Becky Coletta,
Yes, please.
Sandra Wright,
abstain.
Noreen O'Toole,
Yes.
Stephen Santisonio,
Yes.
Val Massard,
Yes.
Yolanda Spinola.
Yes.
It is approved with one abstention.
Okay, thank you all. If we go back to the agenda, this may be the last thing on our ROM agenda.
Ta-da.
Mhm.
Ta-da, it is. So thank you for all of the meetings tonight. And thank you for waiting for our ROM meeting. And with that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion so moved.
Second.
Second, thank you. All right, good night, everyone.
Good night, thank
Bye
you.
now.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye-bye.